Hi there, welcome to my channel. I'm Kim at Stamp with Kimberly, and today I have a fun card for you. It's using notes and totes, but we are not making the tote today. We are just going to be making a simple card. There are lots of components to this set. If you get the bundle, you do save 10% with the bundle. You can get just the dies, or you could get the stamp set, or you could get them together. And here are just a few. Actually, I think I've got most of them on here. I even put a few little bonuses on here to show you pieces that are in this set. Now, obviously, it's the tote, and with this one, I did emboss it, and I did a little ink blending on it. You do have these strips that you can use to decorate your bag. Here's like the base of your bag. Actually, it was funny. You could tell I was not a bag designer because I had to actually go look at a few of my purses and say, what does this go to, or where should this go? Like these little guys here, you can use these to decorate your bag. These are like latches, and so you could make these silver or gold or whatever you want. These were these were on a few of my purses. I was like, oh, okay, that's where they go. Right up here at the top, you could use them on the pocket, which is right here, and just put one in the center there for decoration. There's two different handles in this set. I kind of went for this one more. Some of my bags, like this one right here, I used that handle there, and it's got the fun little scarf that's in here as well, but it holds quite a bit, as you can see. But then there's also this handle here, and you could use that one as well. Now, your bag doesn't have to go out like this. It could just be a square bag. Actually, let me show you what's in it. Someone sent me these. They're little Jesuses, because everyone needs a little Jesus, right? I thought it was super cute. So that's what I have in here. You could put a pen and a pad of paper, but you could make these bags any way you want and decorate them with different handles. This one, actually, I turned it into headphones because I thought it was like perfect headphones. Having three boys myself, we always had headphones and video games and things like that. So I thought it was really cute. I just used the metallic foil, the galvanized foil, and cut out two of them and just cut off the silver and put it together, glued it together, and it looks like headphones to me. So there's options. This one right here with the handle, when you cut it out, you get this piece right here. Now, to me, this piece, it reminded me of a guitar pick. So for those that play guitar, or sometimes you make cards that you're trying to go with the theme of what people like or whatever, I just thought that looked like a guitar pick to me. So I threw it on here to save it, just to remind myself, hey, I have this in case I need it. There's a cute little tag in here that cuts out the hole and everything for you. And a funny story, I had made a card and I went to recreate it, and I'm like, where is this hole? Because I didn't look at the die, of course, right away when I was recreating the card. I was just thinking I cut out the tag and then I had to punch the hole in it. So I went to all my hole punches and I'm looking around and I'm trying to find the hole size that's on here, and I couldn't find it. And I'm like, well, what did I use? And then I looked at the die, and if you look at the die, the hole is actually already in it for you. Super simple. Just, they make it easy for us, and sometimes we overthink things, but the hole is cut out of the tag, so that made it super nice. You got a few little bottles here. It's like could be lotion or soap. You don't even have to use it for this set. You could do so much with this. If you're giving like a care package away or something like that, you could decorate these. This could be suntan lotion. This could be hair products. It could be anything. This is a water bottle, and this die right here, let me show you the water bottle. Let me see, where is that piece? Oh, here it is. So there is this little cutout right here, and it does cut out separate, and you just glue it to your water bottle, and it's like a handle, I guess. But I just put it on there separate so you would know when you cut this out, you don't want to lose that little piece if you want your handle, but you could use this again for so many different things. There's seashells in here. There's a pocket for your bag if you would like, or you could use this for anything else. Here's the newspaper I was talking about, and so you could stamp on here. There's a few fence posts. You'll get 3 of these and 1 of these, and I just cut that one in half so that, you know, I could just fit them all on there actually. But there's your fence post, and then these fun sunglasses. So it's 1 die. And out of this 1 die, you can get the pair of sunglasses. It will cut out the individual hearts. And you also get 1 of these frames. So what I did, you don't have to use them as sunglasses. Say you want a cute border along the bottom of your card and you just want a bunch of hearts. They actually have like this little piece. I don't know what it would be called. I guess it would be the frame, but they have these little pieces here on the ends. So if you took a bunch of these and you just linked them all together, you could have a really fun border for your card. So don't overlook things like that. Sometimes we have to look beyond the dies of what they would think that we would do with it, and just kind of be creative, you know, like the headphones or the guitar pick, or just create your own things. So there's lots and lots of pieces in this set, but today we are making a card that is basically the same recipe that I used last week for a few of my cards. I did Gallery Bloom, and I just did this basic card design. And the design that I used, I thought it would be fun to make this one, but I wanted to include some of these bottles and the seashells, but I wanted to tuck them down behind my image here. So say if I did this one here, this is just a piece of 3x3 paper that I cut out, but I actually wanted to be able to tuck. Now I could have glued these on and then just cut them off, you know, straight at the bottom, but I kind of wanted the look of it being like a Polaroid, and I wanted to be able to tuck the images into my frame. So we're going to do that today, and I'm going to show you a different variation that you can do with it to make it easier. So let's get started. So first, I'm going to bring in just basic white cardstock, and this is 5 1/4 by 4, and this paper is out of the In Color, the 25-27 In Color. This fun pack I see lots of people using. It's got the flowers, it's got the stripes, there's a few other patterns in here, different colors, this one. So we have leaves, but there is a few pieces in here like this, and that's what I grabbed for my background, so that's going to go there. And then this is just crumb cake, and what we're going to do with this is we're going to tear it and we're going to ink blend it. And so let me grab my scrap piece of paper here, and this is 4 inches across because it's going to lay just like this. So if you haven't ever tore before, I know we have white cardstock or white core cardstock now, and so when you tear it, you're going to see white inside. This is the older, this is just 8 1/2 by 11 cardstock, so it's got the color all the way through, but that's okay because we are going to ink blend this anyway. And I'm going to tear one more. Now you can make this like 3 levels, you could make this 2 levels. We're just going to put them together like this, and we could make it as high or as small as we want, okay? But what I want to do is I'm going to stamp on these, and in this stamp set there is this fun like dots, and I'm gonna say that that would be sand. So we are going to grab those, and I'm going to ink these pieces up on top of ink blending them. I'm going to use pecan pie. Now on this one I didn't stamp them as sand, but this one I thought I would. Just stamp a few. It doesn't have to be a ton here. Let me see if that goes together like that. Let me do some over here. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my blender brush here, and I'm just going to pick up a little color. Just give this a little bit of definition here. There we go. There's our sand. I'm going to do this to all the pieces. Now I may only use 2 of these. I just have 3 here, and so I thought I would do them. I can always use them on another project if I don't put all 3 here. The only reason I wouldn't use all 3 is because I don't have a lot of room down here. So we'll see how far we can go. Sometimes it's fun to change things up. And I'm not sure what side again I'm going to use, so I'll ink both of them just in case. Now if you see when I tear it towards me, I get the more, so if you have white core, you're going to see white on this side, but you wouldn't see white on this side. You would on this side. So if you tear it towards you, you're going to see the white. But if you tear it away from you, you're going to get the other side. So it's funny. I remember one day, when I first started scrapbooking and card making, I had went to a class and I came home and I told my husband I learned how to tear paper today. And he was like, what? He thought I was crazy. And I was like, hey, I didn't know it was actually a thing either. You have to, tear it a certain way, whoops, to get a different look. And who knew? I didn't know it was a thing, but here we are. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to glue them here. I might need to wait and see. Now I did do a frame here, and I'm going to tell you guys how I got this one. I might just do the 2 today. Again, I think that fits well. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of glue right up here at the top. And then I can kind of line this up with this first and see where I want it. Now it doesn't have to be straight. Well, your ends have to be straight, but like it could be hills or it could be going up, or you could do this however you want. Let me see if I have enough room here. I think that'll work. So I won't use this piece. That's okay. I'll just save it for later. And I'm going to take this and glue this right down onto my designer paper, and we'll get that squared away. Just like that. Okay. And this piece, this is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. Now, if I cut a piece, actually I thought I had one sitting here, so let me see. This might be it. 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, yep. So if I take this piece, if you're a scrapbooker, then you know all about gutting paper just to save paper, which basically means if I'm going to cover all this up anyway, I still want to keep a chunk of this paper. I could use it for later. I could use it for cutting out some of these fun things. So I don't want to waste that paper, so I am actually going to gut it out. And that's what you can do with your cutter if you don't have a die or something like that that you can use. This, what I used on this is an older die, and it's a square, obviously, and I just, I believe it was 3 by 3, and I just cut that out with my die. But say I don't have a die, and I want to get that look so that I can tuck things behind it. What you can do, like this one, I'll try to give you the exact measurements here. So this is about 1/4 inch down from the top, and we have about 1/4 inch on each side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my paper at the 1/4 inch mark here, and I'm going to bring it down. Let me see, it might help if I Let me turn this for you guys and see if you can see it better that way. So I'm going to bring it over to the 1/4 inch, but when I drop this down, I'm going to bring it down to a 1/4 inch here as well. Let me see. I think it will be right there. Okay, and then let me see how far I need to go down here. 1.25 inches. So there's our 1/4. So we need to go down to 3 inches. So I'm just going to take this and cut it down like that. Okay. And I'm going to flip it and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to go at 1/4 right there. Now I'm already at 3 inches because I didn't move it. And I'm going to go back up to my 1/4 inch. Let me see if I can, there, like that. Okay, so now I have 2 of these. Now all I need to do is connect the lines. So I'm going to put it back at 1/4 inch because we were 1/4 inch at the top as well. So I'm going to go 1/4 inch and I'm just going to, oh actually, I had my cutter turned so you guys could see. Let me get it where I can know what I'm doing here. I'm going to put it back at 1/4 inch. I'm going to drop it down and I'm just going to go from score or cut line to cut line. And I'm going to turn it and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm about 1.5 inches at the bottom. And I'm going to go from cut line to cut line. Okay, now I got it pretty close here. You can just pop that out and now you've made yourself like this little Polaroid frame that you can use, and it's pretty close to using a die. Actually, it's really pretty spot on. So you can do this either way. It's just a few tips for you to you know, there's always options. If sometimes we see videos and we're like, oh, I don't have that piece, or I don't have, you know, I can't do that technique. There's always a way. You always try to figure it out. So we are going to stamp down here at the bottom. I have Timid Tiger is the ink I'm going to use. And I'm going to pick up this, I'm going to get a bigger block because that one's not long enough here. I'm going to pick up Relax and Enjoy. And actually, it's really hard to tell which is which here. So I'm just going to grab one of these. And I'm going to stamp this down here at the bottom. Now, these do have a little bit more gap down here than this one. You know, it's okay. Sometimes we play around and we do trial and error, but as you can see, they still, you know, look fine. It doesn't matter. But not every card is the same, and that's okay. That's what's fun about creating, is because we, you know, try new things and see what works for us. Okay, now I'm going to move this over here for a minute because I want to show you guys, oops, I'm going to leave that here. I want to show you guys what I used for the inside background here. We have this paper that is beautiful paper, the Thoughtful Journey, and it's been around for a while, and sometimes I forget to use it, but there's all these shades in here that you can just cut out pieces of it and put whatever color. So I pulled a few out to show you guys. This one right here I thought would be perfect because it's like the sky and maybe the sunset is coming in. It's a little bit darker down here. So I thought we could use that one. You could always flip and do like the purple and the blue, or you could do more of this, like the yellows and the oranges. It's kind of just however you see. I thought this one looked like water and the mist maybe coming off of the water, And you know how the sky turns like this pinkish purple sometimes? You could cut a piece of that out. Or this one. So there's lots and lots of options. It has this fun, some of these have designs on the back side. Some are just a solid color. But there's so many choices in this paper that I thought it would be fun to use this. So what I did is I cut a piece of this out. Actually, let me find it here. Okay, there it is. So what I did is I just cut out a piece of 3x3 paper, and that will fit perfectly behind here. It actually gives you a little bit of room to do some gluing so that it'll adhere. It's not like perfect frame size. But what you want to do is we want to be able to tuck things down in here. So you don't want to glue down here at the bottom yet, but we can glue around here and just set this on. So I'm going to do that. Just going to make a really thin line all the way around. And then I'm just going to set this on like this. So it kind of looks like the water and the sun is starting to set. There are so many options with that paper that you could do. Okay, so we have this piece, we have this piece. So now what I want to do is I want to bring in all of my accessories. So what I have is I have the scarf, and this is Timid Tiger, so I'm going to die cut that. And then I have a couple seashells. So this paper, now this, let me show you this one. This is out of the Gallery Bloom, or Beautiful Gallery. I always say Gallery Blooms. I think the stamp set's called Gallery Blooms. So we have this paper, you know, this kind of like the other one. It's got lots of different textures and colors. And let me see. There's a wood grain piece in here. I used this on another card for the fence. But this paper here, here's another piece. So I cut out seashells out of this one. So it's wood grain on one side, and then we have this, I believe this was the one with like the boats and things like that on the water. So this paper is what I'm using for this. So that's Beautiful Gallery. And then let me see what else we have. We have the water bottle and the lotion. So this paper is again out of the Thoughtful Journey, this beautiful paper here. You could take one piece of this paper and you could do, you know, seashells, the water bottles, the scarf. You could do all of your die cutting that you wanted and get all these different colors just with one piece of paper. It's just so versatile. I could do this side if I wanted to, if I wanted a darker water bottle. Actually, I didn't use a water bottle. I used the lotion bottle. So I'm going to do the lotion, sun tanning lotion, I should say. You know what? We could do the water bottle. We'll just make it different. And I'll do these two on this paper. So let me see. We got that and that. We got the seashells and we got the scarf. So let me go die cut these and I will be right back. Okay, so here's all my dies here, and here's all my pieces. And I already glued that little piece onto the water bottle. It just kind of like, you know, makes a little loop like a handle there. So here's all of our pieces. I'm going to grab my lotion here and my scrap piece of paper. And there's a sunshine in this set right here. There's flowers. Maybe we'll stamp those on the inside. There's this hibiscus flower on top of the sand that we used. Here's like a water, so you could even put that. We might put that on the drinking bottle. So I'm going to grab the sun here. And I'll do daffodil. And I probably should have or could have stamped this first before I glued that on there, but we'll just stamp the sun a little lower. It's getting sunset, so it's coming down, right? So let's get that one out of the way. And then I'll grab the water drops, and let's stamp these. Let me see, we'll do like let's do a pool party or something. Let me stamp some of these. I haven't even used the stamp set, so let's check it out here. Let's stamp some of these. So we know that's the water bottle. I'm not sure how many of these you'll see. It depends on how far we tuck it down in there. Okay. So we're done with that. So now all we have to do is, oh, I didn't stamp my, I want my sun on there too. I forgot my sun. I put him up there, but I didn't put him on my bottle. So let me I use peach pie here. And we'll just make it real light like I did the other one. We'll kind of stamp it off. Come here, you. There we go. Now I noticed too, there's a hole right here, and I thought that was fun because you know how sometimes you get lotion and it's on a string, and I was like, oh, how cute, you could like run a string through that and, you know, have it go this way too, hanging off of something. If you wanted it maybe on your tote bag, I have a beach tote bag here, so if I wanted to put a string on it and have it hanging this way, then you could have the lotion that way. So since I didn't glue this down, I can take these and I can put these in here and see where I want them. Something like that. Okay. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on and just tuck that down in there. How fun. Yeah, I don't know where you guys are, but it's super hot here, so any beach day is a plus right now. And then we can finish gluing that down there. Okay. And then, oh, I forgot my seashell. Let me get my seashell here. Let's tuck this guy real quick. Don't dry on me. See if I can tuck this in. Oh, that stuck quick. Okay, well, you know what? You're gonna just kind of stay up there. Wow, that glued really quick. Okay, but it's okay. It'll work. So there is our focal point here. And then I hope I didn't do the same thing here. Let's see. These shells, or this shell, see how it kind of coils? That makes it fun. You can kind of tuck it in and have this part coming over if you want. It's just, yeah, this is kind of fun. It's kind of like a little spring there. Add a little dimension. So we're going to take this one, and since I did the same thing, I knew better. I shouldn't have put so much glue on this. I'm going to try to get some of this up. And I'm going to tuck this in here. Let me see. Get that up a little bit, and I can tuck this one in. Something like that. what I say earlier, there's always a way. Make it work, make it fit. Okay. But aren't these fun colors with that paper? I mean, you could go crazy with making all these. And actually, it's when you start cutting all these pieces out, it's kind of like, wow. You know, there is a lot going on. But you could make this as easy or as difficult as you wanted. And then this will just kind of tuck right in there. It's so cute. So let's add a little more glue. And we are going to tuck this in here. And that actually fits perfect as far as the sand. So 2 is plenty. Get that nice and straight. Okay. And then we have this fun scarf. So we could add this up here. I'm going to put a little baby dimensional on this. Just so it pops up a little bit. Now there is a right side and a wrong side, so you kind of want to look for the little marks on the die. You'll be able to tell. It's pretty obvious when you look at it which way is up. And we'll put this up here like it's just hanging off of the picture frame. Okay, and then all we have left to do is to glue this onto our card base. I love this print on the back of this. I think it just kind of screams summer. All right. Oop, got glue on me. Now everything's sticking to me. So our card base is just basic. I use thick white. So we're going to take this and glue this on the front of our card. Just like that. And I think the only thing left is these fun in-color dots. So I'm going to use the big one up here. We're going to put it right on that scarf. And then I'll grab a couple of these smaller ones. Now I have more room on this one this way, so I can fit a little bit more there. So I'll do that. And then how about, let's do one in here. So there you go. There is a fun card that, just think of all the possibilities that you could do with this card as far as what you're tucking in. Like that was the water bottle, that was the lotion. They're different, you know, but they're all basically the same. Now, again, the size of this is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And the inside piece is 3 by 3. So think of all the possibilities you can do with this and what you can tuck in. And just imagine if you were taking a picture, what do you like to see? If you went to the beach, what would you see? You'd see seashells, and you'd see lotion and water bottles and sunshine and all of the fun things. I kind of like these dots down here at the bottom. Maybe I'll go back and stamp some of them. But have fun with it and see what you can come up with Notes and Totes. This stamp set, I have another card coming out where we don't use any of the dies. So if you like to see that, then check out the link below, and you can go on over and see that video as well. But I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you give it a try. All right, thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.